My fucking messed up life. Look, I'm not saying I'm some saint or anything, okay? I fucked up big time. But if you're gonna judge me, at least hear me out first. This whole shit show with my brother Danny, his wife Sarah, and the goddamn circus that's been our family life. It didn't start with me trying to poison anybody. It started way back, and it's been a slow burn of me losing my mind over shit I couldn't control. Danny's my little brother, 2 years younger, but you'd think he was the king of the fucking world the way our parents, Mike and Carol, doted on him. I mean, I get it, he's the baby boy, the golden child. Growing up, I was the one who had to look out for him. When he was 17, I thought I was doing him a solid by hooking him up with my best friend, Tara. She was hot, funny, and totally into him. I was like, dude, you're welcome. But no, Danny dumped her after 3 months because he wasn't feeling it. Tara cried to me for weeks, and I was pissed. I told him he was an idiot, but he just shrugged it off like it was nothing. Then, when he was 23, I tried again. Set him up with my coworker, just super sweet girl, total catch. Danny said no flat out. I lost it. I mean, what the hell was his problem? I went crying to mom and dad, hoping they'd knock some sense into him. But they just patted my head and said, let him live his life, Lindsay. Fucking useless. That's when I started realizing Danny didn't give a shit about what I thought. And it stung. Then Sarah came along, Miss Perfect. Danny met her at some bar and suddenly he's all googly-eyed, telling me she's different. I met her at a family barbecue and yeah, she was nice enough blonde, big smile. The kind of girl who looks like she's got her shit together. Mom and dad loved her right away, which made me feel like chopped liver. I tried to play it cool, but every time she was around, I'd bring up Danny's exes. You know, just casual shit like, oh, Tara was so good at baking, remember that, Danny? Or just had those killer dance moves. Sarah would smile all tight-lipped, and I'd feel a little better. Petty? Sure, but it was my way of reminding her she wasn't the only chick in his life. I'd creep on her Instagram too, not following her, fuck that, but just checking in. Anytime some dude commented some flirty bullshit like, looking good, I'd screenshot it and text Danny, you cool with this? He'd always brush me off, but I could tell it bugged him. Good. Truth is, I didn't just hate Sarah because she was some shiny new toy in Danny's life. It was deeper than that, way fucking deeper. See, growing up, Danny was mine. Not in some creepy way, but he was my little brother. I was the one who patched him up when he fell off his bike, the one who told him how to talk to girls, the one who made sure he didn't fuck up his life. Mom and dad were always busy, dad with his stupid hardware store, mom with her endless church bullshit, so I was the one who kept us tight. Danny needed me, and I liked being needed. It made me feel like I mattered. Then Sarah waltzes in, all sunshine and fucking rainbows, and suddenly I'm invisible. Danny's not calling me to vent about his day anymore. He's not asking me for advice. He's got her now Miss Perfect with her perfect hair and her perfect laugh. I'd watched them at that barbecue, him grabbing her a beer, her giggling at some dumb joke, and it hit me like a punch to the gut. I was being replaced. She didn't even have to try. Mom's over there gushing, oh, Sarah's so sweet, she's so good for him. And Dad's nodding like she's the damn daughter they always wanted. Meanwhile, I'm the screw-up who can't keep a job longer than 6 months, who's still figuring out what the hell I'm doing with my life. Sarah's got a college degree, a steady gig, and a smile that says, I've never fucked up a single day in my life. Me? I'm the hot mess they're all secretly ashamed of. And that smile of hers, God, I hated it. Every time I'd throw out some dig about Tara or Jess, she just flashed that tight little smile like she was above it all. It wasn't even a real fight, she wouldn't take the bait. I wanted her to snap, to yell, to show she wasn't so perfect, but she never did. It drove me nuts. Like, bitch, at least react. Give me something to work with. Instead, she'd just sit there, sipping her wine, letting me look like the crazy one. And Danny? He'd shoot me this look like I was embarrassing him. That hurt worse than anything. I wasn't his ride or die anymore. I was the annoying sister he had to put up with. I think what really twisted the knife was how easy it was for her. She didn't have to claw her way into our family like I did. I'd spent years trying to prove I was worth something, fighting with Mom about my attitude, begging Dad to take me seriously, and Sarah just shows up and gets it all handed to her. Love, acceptance, a fucking feature. Meanwhile, I'm over here feeling like the ghost of who I used to be, watching her take the one person I thought was mine. I didn't just hate her. I hated what she meant. She was the mirror showing me every damn thing I wasn't, and I couldn't stand looking at it. So yeah, I'd poke at her. I'd bring up the exes, stalk her online, drop little bombs to see if they blow up. It wasn't even about Danny half the time, it was about me. I needed to feel like I still had some control, some power, some fucking place in this family. But every time I tried, it just made me look smaller and she got bigger. That's when the real resentment started festering, you know? That's when I started thinking maybe I'd do anything to knock her off that pedestal, even if it meant burning everything down. When Danny told me they were moving in together, I flipped out. I cornered him one night and said, "Bro, you sure about this? Sarah's not even that great. You could do better." He got all defensive, telling me to back off. I didn't. Then they got engaged, and I swear I felt my stomach drop. At the engagement party, I couldn't even fake a smile. Everyone's toasting and laughing, and I'm over here chugging wine, thinking, this is it. I'm losing him for good. I stormed out, slammed the door, and sent Sarah a text later that night. "You better treat him right, bitch. I've been the #1 woman in his life since day one." Okay, maybe bitch was implied, but you get it. Wedding planning was a nightmare. Sarah's picking out flowers and dresses, and I'm like, this is so tacky. I'd say shit like, "Danny hates Lily, you know that, right?" Just to watch her squirm. One day, I overheard her and Mom talking about centerpieces, some cheap-ass candles, or whatever, and I laughed out loud. "This is why Danny should have married someone with taste," I said. Sarah snapped, told me I was uninvited. I was fucking livid. Who does she think she is? But I showed up anyway. Not like they could stop me. Sarah might have uninvited me, but I'm still Danny's sister, right? I didn't roll up all dramatic or anything. Figured I'd fuck with them a little, you know? Let me set the scene, cause this wasn't some random impulse. I'd been plotting something since Sarah told me I wasn't welcome. After she dropped that bomb, I spent weeks stewing, pacing my shitty apartment, chain smoking, and muttering to myself like a crazy person. I wasn't gonna let her and Danny have their perfect day without me leaving a mark. I mean, who the hell does she think she is, kicking me out of my brother's wedding? I'd been there for Danny through every dumb breakup, every late-night crisis, and now I'm just trash to toss aside. Fuck that. If I couldn't be in the wedding, I'd make damn sure they'd feel me there anyway. I got the idea a few days before, when I was over at Mom and Dad's and overheard Mom yapping about how Sarah had these fancy custom shoes, white satin, little pearls, some overpriced bullshit she'd been obsessing over. Apparently, she'd been posting pics of them on Instagram, captioning them, "Can't wait to walk down the aisle in these." Like her was some fairy tale princess. That's when it clicked. Take the shoes, throw a wrench in her perfect little timeline. Nothing too crazy, just enough to make her sweat. Day of the wedding. I drove to the venue, a tacky-ass banquet hall with fake flowers and a big Danny and Sarah Forever banner out front. I parked a block away, smoked half a cigarette to calm my nerves, and waited till I knew everyone would be distracted. Slipped in through a side door about 30 minutes before showtime, blending in with the caterers hauling trays of shrimp cocktail. The bridal suite was upstairs, and I could hear Sarah's bridesmaids giggling like a bunch of hyenas. I peeked, and there she was, all dolled up in her dress, fussing with her veil, while the shoes sat unattended on a chair by the door. Jackpot. I waited till one of the girls ran off to grab something, then darted in, snatched them, and bolted. Found a janitor's closet 2 doors down, shoved the shoes behind a mop bucket, and locked it with a key I swiped from a hook nearby. Took me all of 2 minutes. I hustled back downstairs and grabbed a seat in the back, pretending I'd just arrived. 5 minutes later, the chaos kicked off. One of Sarah's bridesmaids comes running out, all frantic, yelling, "Has anyone seen her shoes? They're gone." Sarah's voice echoed down the hall, high-pitched and pissed. "What do you mean gone? I need those." I bit my lip to keep from laughing. Guests started whispering, craning their necks, and the whole vibe shifted from sappy to stressed. Danny popped out, looking confused as hell, asking, "What's the holdup?" While Mom tried to calm everyone down, saying, "We'll find them, don't worry." Yeah, good luck with that. The ceremony got delayed by like 40 minutes. Sarah's maid of honor ended up running to a Target across the street to grab some cheap white flats. And you could tell Sarah was fuming. Her face was all red, her smile tighter than a drum. I just sat there sipping a lukewarm soda I nabbed from the bar, watching it unfold. People kept glancing at me, probably wondering why I was even there, but I played dumb, shrugging like, "Beats me, shit's wild." A couple of Danny's old buddies smirked my way, like they knew I was up to something, but no one could prove it. The look on Sarah's face when she finally walked down the aisle in those ugly-ass flats, though, fucking gold. Her big moment, her precious fairy tale day, and I'd scuffed it up just enough to leave a dent. Of course, Mom and Dad figured me out eventually. After the vows, when everyone was milling around for cocktail hour, Dad cornered me by the hors d'oeuvres table. "Lindsay, did you this?" He growled all low and serious. I grinned, popped a meatball in my mouth, and said, "Do what? I just got here." He didn't buy it. Mom showed up a minute later, eyes blazing, and hissed, "You're unbelievable. Get out before you ruin anything else." They didn't drag me this time, just pointed to the door like I was a stray dog. I didn't fight it. Tossed my soda can in the trash, gave them a mock salute, and sauntered out, feeling like a goddamn legend. By the time I got home, the adrenaline was gone, and I just felt hollow. Flopped on my couch, flicked on the TV, and tried to ignore the gnawing in my gut. Was it worth it? Hell yeah, for that split second when Sarah's perfect mask slipped. But deep down, I knew I just dug myself deeper into the hole I was already drowning in. Fast forward a bit, Sarah pops out their kid, little Max. I wanted to see him howl. "He's my nephew," but Sarah's all, "Nope, you're not welcome." I begged Mom and Dad to talk to her, but they sided with her. Fucking traitors. Then, a couple years later, I had my own shit going on. Me and my boyfriend Chris were trying for a baby, and I had a miscarriage. It wrecked me. I was a mess, crying all the time, and Sarah, probably feeling sorry for me, finally let me meet Max. I thought, okay, fresh start. I'd bring him toys, play with him, try to be the cool aunt. But old habits die hard, you know? I'd bitch about my life, complain about Chris, and yeah, maybe I played the victim card too much. Sarah started pulling back again. Then I married Chris, didn't invite Danny or Sarah to the wedding. Why? 'Cause I was paranoid she'd pull some reverse Eno card to fuck with me like I did her. Mom and Dad wouldn't pay for the wedding unless I made nice with them. So I swallowed my pride and apologized to Sarah. She said, okay, all cold-like, and I thought we were good. But nah, a few months later, my marriage was tanking. Chris was distant, I was miserable, and I showed up at Danny's place whining about it. They let me crash there, but I couldn't help myself. I started stirring shit. I'd say stuff like, "Danny, you sure Max looks like you? Those eyes are kinda off." I didn't mean it, I was just pissed and wanted to hurt someone. Danny lost his shit, screamed at me that I'd be a terrible mom and any kid of mine was better off dead than with me. I ran out crying, feeling like the biggest piece of shit alive. I'd been planning to announce my pregnancy that night, yeah. I was knocked up again, and this time it was with my new boyfriend, Jake. The first serious thing I'd had since Chris fucked off. I'd been hyping myself up to steal the spotlight, picturing it as my big comeback, my chance to shove something good in their faces for once. See, after Chris Bale grabbed his shit and peeled out after months of me being a train wreck, I was done with the pity party. I met Jake at some dive bar a few months later. He's a mechanic, all rough hands and quiet smirks. Not the loud type like Chris. We hit it off slow beers, late night talks, and fixing my busted car for free. For the first time in forever, I felt like I wasn't just scraping by alone. He stuck around, and I started thinking maybe I could actually build something real. Then I found out I was pregnant. 6 weeks along, according to the test I took in my shitty bathroom, staring at those 2 lines like they were a winning lottery ticket. Jake was stunned but solid about it, sat me down, said, "We'll figure it out, babe." I'm in. No running, no yelling, just him and me in this tiny, terrifying thing tying us together. I wasn't naive, it scared the shit out of me, thinking about diapers and rent and how I'd probably suck at being a mom. But it also felt like a lifeline. After years of being the family fuck-up, the one they whispered about behind closed doors, I had something legit to show for myself. A baby with a guy who wasn't bolting at the first sign of trouble? That was gold. I started dreaming about it, me and Jake, a little family, proving I wasn't the disaster everyone thought. So when Danny's birthday party rolled around, I saw my opening. I'd been to a few therapy sessions, mostly to shut Mom up, but also because I wanted to get my head straight for this, and figured it was time to play nice, mend some fences. But really, I was itching to drop this bomb. I'd been rehearsing it in my head for days, lying awake next to Jake while he snored, imagining how it'd go down. I'd wait till the party was in full swing, everyone loose, laughing, maybe a little buzzed. Then I'd stand up, tap my glass with a spoon, and say, "Hey, y'all got some news, Jake and I are having a kid." I could see Mom's face lighting up, Dad giving that rare nod of approval, even Danny cracking a grin. And Sarah? She'd have to sit there, smile frozen, sharing the glow for once. I wasn't just the screw-up sister anymore, I'd be a mom, a partner, someone who mattered. I'd even told Jake the plan. He chuckled, kissed my forehead, and said, "Go for it, just don't start a riot." I showed up to the party wired but hopeful. Wore this red top I liked loose enough to hide the tiny bump I was paranoid everyone could see, and kept my purse close, the ultrasound pic tucked inside as backup. I played it cool at first, hugged Mom, said hi to Dad, even tossed Sarah a looking good to keep the peace. She gave me that polite but fuck you look, like always, and it took everything not to roll my eyes. I stuck to soda, dodging the beer, and chatted up some cousins, keeping an eye on the room. My heart was pounding, but I felt good, like I was finally holding a winning hand. Then Danny stands up, clinks his glass, and says, "Big news, Sarah's pregnant again." The room loses its cheers, hugs, Mom tearing up, Dad slapping Danny on the back like he's some hero. Sarah's all radiant, soaking up the love, and I'm just sitting there, soda can slippery in my hand, feeling the air get sucked out of me. My fucking moment gone. They didn't even know it, didn't care, but they just yanked the rug out from under me. I'd built this up as my chance to stand tall, to show I was more than their pity case, and now it was ashes. Everyone's fawning over Sarah, cooing about her baby, and I'm nothing again, the ghost at the table, the afterthought. I felt this hot, ugly thing twist in my chest. I wanted to scream, "Wait, me too, you wish holes," but my throat locked up. I excused myself, stumbled to the kitchen, and started pacing like a caged animal. My purse hit the counter, that ultrasound pic burning a hole in it. I saw the food trays, mashed potatoes, chicken, shrimp, and my brain short-circuited. I'd spotted rat poison in the garage earlier, helping with chairs, and now it was like a neon sign flashing in my head. I didn't think, just grabbed it, dumped a pinch into some food, stirred it in with shaky hands. I wasn't trying to kill her, I swear. I just wanted Sarah out of there, puking or crying, anything to dim her lights so I could have mine. It was stupid, blind, fucking unhinged, but in that second, it felt like my only way out of the hole they'd shoved me into. I grab a plate of food for Sarah, thinking, look at me being all helpful and shit. I pile on mashed potatoes, some chicken, and fuck, I don't know why toss a couple shrimp from the appetizer table on there. I didn't even think about it. I was just autopiloting, trying to look busy. I hand it to her, all cheery, saying, "Hey, let's bury the hatchet, yeah?" She stares at the plate, goes white as a ghost, and gets up to grab a new one without a word. I'm standing there, confused as hell, like, what's her problem now? Then it goes sideways fast. Danny's cousin, he's this loudmouth who's always hanging around, sees the abandoned plate and goes, "Oh, sweet, free food." He grabs it, shovels in a bite, and not 5 minutes later, he's on the floor, puking his guts out, clutching his throat. People start screaming, Danny's yelling for someone to call 911, and I'm frozen thinking, what the fuck just happened? Matt's gasping, turning red, and someone's yelling about an ambulance. I feel my stomach drop through the floor. Turns out Sarah's allergic to shrimp, deathly allergic, like epine level shit. I didn't know that. How the hell was I supposed to? But it gets worse. I wasn't trying to kill her or the baby. I swear to God, I didn't think it'd go that far. I just wanted her out of the picture for a night, not forever. I didn't even know which plate I'd spiked. It was a stupid, sloppy move, and I figured maybe no one would even eat it. But Matt did. Poor bastard didn't know what hit him. The shrimp set off Sarah's alarm bells, so she dodged it, but Matt's dumb ass didn't have a clue. Cops showed up, paramedics hauled him off, he survived, thank fuck, but he was a mess, and they started asking questions. Someone mentioned the security camera in the kitchen, and my heart sank. They had me on tape, clear as day, sprinkling that shit into the food like some psycho chef. I tried to play it off. I didn't mean it, I was just pissed, but no one was buying it. Danny looked at me like I was a stranger. Sarah wouldn't even meet my eyes, and Mom just cried. I fucked up so bad there was no coming back. They arrested me and I spilled everything. Told them I'd been jealous of Sarah since day one, how she took Danny away, how she got the perfect life I wanted. The pregnancy announcement was the last straw. I just wanted her gone for a night, not forever. Chris pressed charges, filed for divorce, and I don't blame him. I'd have killed him by accident trying to fuck over someone else. Court was a shit show. They hit me with attempted murder, poisoning, all that jazz. I got sentenced prison for years. Tried to guilt mom and dad into helping me, saying, "You'd let your granddaughter grow up without me?" Yeah, I was still pregnant. They didn't bite. Said I'd made my bed and they were done. Danny and Sarah had their girl Lily, I think. They're happy, raising their kids, probably pretending I don't exist. I don't know if I'll ever see my own kid after she's born. Jail's got rules about that. I fucked up everything and I know it. Therapy's helping a little, but I'm still pissed at the world half the time. Maybe I always will be. So yeah, that's my side. Call me a monster if you want, I probably deserve it, but it wasn't all black and white. I don't know, I want it to matter. And now I'm here paying for it. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking with me through Lindsay's wild-ass story. Hope you enjoyed the drama. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're into crazy twists like this, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss the next one. See you in the next video. Peace out.